And we are continuing our coverage of flooding here in the metro area, everyone. We want to take you right out to show you what the conditions are like outside. This that you're looking at right now is at I-55 at Meadowbrook Road in Northeast Jackson. You're looking at the two right lanes that are blocked right now because of severe flooding. If you are heading in this area, this is eastbound, please be careful because it is flooding in this area. The two southbound lanes, rather, in this area are flooding. At I-20 at Spring Ridge Road in Clinton, there's a near whiteout condition there. This is eastbound that you're looking at right now. Traffic is at a standstill because of an accident in this area. Please be mindful. Eastbound I-20 Spring Ridge Road, all because of weather conditions. We want to send things over right now to meteorologist Christina Kay to tell us more about the rain in our area.
Yeah, we do have some very heavy rain moving over I-55 into the Windward Bluff areas. So over the past 15-20 minutes, getting about a half an inch of rain just from one lone band that's slowly making its way through the metro. We are seeing a light show when it comes to these flash flood warnings. The entire metro now in a flash flood warning until at least 11:45 this morning. The main thread really is from I-55 eastbound. Let me zoom on in here. We do have light to moderate downpours from Natchez to Brookhaven and over towards Crystal Springs, and I still think places like Vicksburg could have some redevelopment of some heavier rain later on this morning. But that main thread continues to be from downtown Jackson in the metro, from Ridgeland right along the Windward Bluff area in Flowood over towards the Mill Creek, Pelahatchie, Forest over towards Walnut Grove, and even the southern part of now actually Smith County. So this has been extended to include Smith County, including Bay Springs, Newton, Decatur, as well as Philadelphia as well. So again, this is very slow moving rain. And if you notice, let me zoom out a little bit. This is almost what we call that rain train effect, where you just have rain continuing to move over the same area. That's producing that flash flood threat. So the heavy rain from Ridgeland is going to continue to trail pretty much the same direction that we're seeing that heavy rain over into Scott and Smith County. Real quick, let's move things over onto Lynx One system. Let's give you an update on those rainfall totals, because again, notice the lighter rain down in south and western part of our region, 1 to 2, maybe 2.5 inches at most in the past 12 hours. But it's been from the metro east where we've really been seeing that increased threat of flash flooding. We've been getting several reports in Canton over towards Vicksburg from earlier this morning, and in Leake County of either flooded roadways, homes flooded, or trees that are down due to grounds that are super saturated. Those rainfall totals over the past 12 hours alone, almost 6 inches in Cobbville, just towards the north of Deerfield, almost 5 inches of rain just east or west of Pigtown, 6 inches of rain. Carthage, 7.3, Forest, almost 6 inches, and in the northern part of Leake County, about 6.4 inches of rain as well. We are expected this to continue to push east, so I'm expecting by around noon, 1 o'clock, that heaviest of the rain that's in the metro and moving east is going to eventually be in our eastern counties from Leake to Smith County. However, notice there could be some redevelopment of some heavier downpours. The flash flood threat not completely over, but it's those pocketed heavy rain bands that will move through later this afternoon that could provide a localized flash flood threat. Now, as we go into the evening hours, the rain lingers, and then as we head overnight, some of that rain clears and that flash flood threat coming to an end overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning. Aaron.
Thank you so much. And right now we want to show you what it's looking like in Canton. We have 16 WPT's Madeline Nolan there right now. We also want to give you an update from Canton Public Schools because of extreme flooding in parts of the city. The Canton Public School District will be closing at 11 o'clock this morning. Again, Canton Public Schools, they are closing out of an abundance of caution. They're closing at 11 o'clock this morning. As you're looking right now, this is the MDOT camera in that area. Very calm up there right now. But again, because of all the flooding that they had earlier, there is standing water in some areas. 16 WPT's Madeline Nolan is live in one of those areas right now.
Yeah, Aaron, we're here at the Canton Fitness Complex near downtown, and as you can see behind me, this is actually a soccer field. Now, it is completely flooded out, and this is mainly because of the Crisco ditch. Every time that ditch swells up, we're going to see some flooding here in Canton. Now, over here to the right, we've also seen some people drive through, mostly trucks. I would not come over this way if you are in a car, but some 18-wheelers have been driving through here in the past. But guys, this compared to the last time that I was here, Saab Park completely flooded. Last time I was here, it was not this bad. This is bad, really bad over here. And again, we're about to head over to Canal Street, where according to a bunch of residents who have been calling in, they have been saying that there is flooding in near neighborhoods, houses underwater, people trapped inside of their homes. We're gonna head over there soon and keep you updated. But again, guys, this is Canton right now, and as you can tell, it is looking rough. Now, this happens mostly every time it's going to rain here, and just a few weeks ago we were here, but this is definitely a lot worse from what I can tell. But back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you so much, Madeline, and keep it right here on 16 WAPT. We will continue to bring you updates every 30 minutes about the flooding that's happening in the metro and across central Mississippi.